We're live. Hey, internet friend. This is me, Bradley G, here in New Hope, Minnesota. And I've got my friend Elizabeth Peak with Your Authentic Reflections. She's going to be interviewing me and find out what goes on inside this head. So stay tuned. Here we are.
Ta-da!
Yes, the big ta-da. My friend in Eureka Springs has the ta-da kid. He's doing shows and he gets the kid up and the kid's supposed to do the ta-da just like you did.
Ta-da!
It's super cute. He just gets the kid up and every time he does a thing, and the kid's supposed to go, ta-da.
So does he make money doing that, the kid?
I don't know. Kids don't make money.
Kids don't make money? My kids would love a job like that. They'd be like, give me $1.
Well, we can talk about that, about what we're going to talk about with the Synergy Collaborative and the whole empire around it, because, I mean, why can't kids make money? I mean, they go out and they mow lawns, they sell lemonade, they do whatever, and why shouldn't they buy their own freaking book? And book.
Yeah, books are good.
Why can't the kid earn it instead of getting an allowance?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my kids don't get an allowance.
Why can't a kid make $100,000 a year?
It would be really cool. I would get to retire.
Most people,
just let them do it.
We're almost getting on track. What I want to talk about is most people's mentality thinks, oh, he's got to get a job, and then he has to get compensated at X amount per hour, and then he has to save that money and then put it in a 401k and keep it growing so that he can make $100,000 a year.
Okay, tell me how my kids could make all the money and I could stay home and just chill out.
Okay, I will. You could have them.
I have 7 kids. Like, this is possible. Even
it is possible.
Even if they only each made like.
So something as simple as something like this.
What?
Your husband's got an affiliate program, but he's not a social media guy.
Right.
But he's got an affiliate program within the system that I've created. And your kids could hand these things out, and when people scan this, they get into the system. And if all of a sudden they go through the whole thing and they decide to go to a mastermind retreat in Costa Rica that costs $8,000, your kid might earn $1,000 off that sale of that thing. Okay. Because someone's in the system and they happen to use this QR code to get into the system, and now they can.
So if someone runs the QR code, what happens? What does it bring them to?
They bring you to a landing page where a person puts in their name and email and says, I'm interested in this collaborative thing that you got going. And they tinker around and they go, I think I'll just do a video interview. Or they might come to a pizza thing on Wednesday, or they might come to a First Thursdays event. And then down the road, when I orchestrate this thing with this friend of mine that has 115 acres in Costa Rica, and we stay at one of those things and we put together this big mastermind thing with perhaps, I'm making this stuff up because that's the way my brain works. A big photo shoot to create an authentic you for your LinkedIn profile. And you and Casey come down there, and Casey might do some of the stuff about what he does because that fits into Costa Rica. I get little chills now and then when I talk about this stuff. And now your kid that had someone scan that thing makes $1,000 commission because somebody that has a videography company wants to come down and learn about masterminding with MagicBrad and friends.
Okay. that has a lot. There's a lot there.
One of the simplest analogies I can use is, say, for example, the Mall of America. Everybody knows about the Mall of America. It's here in Bloomington, Minnesota. It's only about 20 minutes from us. If you can get someone to walk into the Mall of America, it's totally free. They walk in there and they get scanned with their email and address. They're in the system.
Right.
Now, if that person goes in and buys a laptop computer from Apple, or if they buy a purse from Macy's, or if they buy an ice cream cone over at Dairy Queen, or they buy a pair of blue jeans over at whatever, or they go over to Frederick's and get a scantily clad thing for your bourgeois photos, whoever introduced them into the mall earns a commission off of all those purchases.
Yeah. It makes me want to be a driver for the Mall of America and then be like, hey, so I'll drive all these people to the mall and you just let them, I'll get a percentage of everything they buy. That's a great idea.
You kind of could do that. Have every person scan the thing as they walk in and you get a piece of it. Yes, that's a good analogy for it. You would be the driver. The other side, though, is you don't have to be committed to driving because that's an hourly kind of thing. All you have to do is wear a shirt with the QR code on it that goes to your tracking link, or hand these out to people every time they come to a coffee shop, or go to the Minnesota State Fair and give one to everybody that's walking through the door, or do it on social media, just getting people to click that unique tracking link.
Okay. So do you have a lot of different companies you work with the Synergy Collaborative then?
Anybody that wants to.
Anybody that wants to. Okay.
The thing is that the reason we're doing this interview is because I'm looking for people to ask the questions that I don't create in my own head.
Okay. So I'm going to come up with really tough questions.
They're not tough.
Okay. These are not tough.
No, I'm a magician. Anything's possible.
Okay. So let's say I give this to some random person walking down the street. They don't know anything about it. They QR code it and they pull it up and they go, what the hell is this? And then they put in their information. Like, what does wandering through the mall online look like?
They might stumble upon an expo that I might be doing. Maybe I'll create the Minnesota Businesswomen's Expo, and the person that got it is a female. And they go, gee, I should get a booth at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they get a booth for $597, and then you get 50% of that because you gave them the ticket.
Okay. So you have this all set up on the back end. So even if they didn't decide to get a booth, like at that moment, that day, they could come back, 3 weeks later.
Once they're in the system, they're in the system, and I got it set up with a lifetime cookie instead of a 30, 60, 90-day thing. It doesn't expire.
Nice.
Once they're hooked to you, they're hooked to you.
Okay. And even if they but do they have to do this in a very specific way so the people on the other end, like the people running the event or whatever, know that they need to give you money?
No, they're already in the system.
Oh, okay.
So they got an email perhaps because maybe they were poking around, they're on the newsletter. I sent out a newsletter that says, we do the Minnesota Event Expo. I started back in the 90s, and now we're going to rekindle it. And we're considering the Minnesota Businesswomen's Expo. And they click on that. That puts them in a campaign that is sending them stuff about, we found a sponsor for the Minnesota Businesswomen's Expo. So it's going to be connected with Women Venture, Novel, and also it's a women business owners.
So how does somebody get involved to be one of the people in the collaborative to like sell your things through the collaborative?
Opt in.
You just opt in? Does it cost something?
No.
Oh, it's free.
It depends on what level you're at.
Okay.
Some things.
Explain to me the levels, Brad.
Well, being an affiliate marketer, it doesn't cost anything. Just like there's no cover charge to walk into the mall or Target or Sam's Club. Well, Sam's Club got a membership.
So can you explain what an affiliate marketer is? Because I think a lot of people get confused.
I can't. And some people do get confused and they think, oh, that's that pyramid thing. It's a multi-level scam or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All it is it's a unique tracking link between a product and a prospect. It's really no different than a real estate agent finds someone who wants a house and they sell them a house. And you're in the middle, you make a commission. Mm-hmm. It's really no different than someone that needs an insurance policy for their car and the agent connects them. So it's just a broker-agent situation. If you want to start it as a brokerage and recruit, I should have used that word because everybody, oh my God, it's a multi-level marketing thing. It's no different than Edina Realty brokerage gets real estate agents to sell houses. It only goes 2 levels deep. If you want to be a recruiter and bring in and build a team, you can build a team. If you just want to be an agent, you can be an agent. Okay. So it's simple.
Okay.
Everybody makes it complicated, like, oh, I don't know if I bought these tracking links. It's all confusing. I've made it so that it's simple. Okay. Like there's plugins and stuff on websites. So I've got my MagicBrad.com. If you go to MagicBrad.com/Sean, do you know Sean Bertle? /Sean, it goes to a landing page. We love
Sean. Sean's amazing.
Yes, he is. So
he goes shopping with you, I hear.
We did that. We did shopping with Sean. So I've made it simple so that he can just say, hey, I know this MagicBrad guy, and he's a friend of mine. All you have to do is go to MagicBrad.com/Sean, SEAN, and that redirects to a landing page, and that landing page has all of his affiliate links on it. Okay. So now if someone goes, gee, this is interesting, I think I'll go to this Wednesday Friends Day pizza thing at Shortstop, and they click on it, and they end up coming and having pizza with us. Sean would, if there's a monetary thing in there, Sean would get credit for it. Okay. If all of a sudden they come to the pizza thing, they go, Brad, you're not such a bad guy. I've seen all your stuff on the internet. You look like a scammer. There's some magic, you're probably a trickster. But I think I trust you now. Okay. What's this thing with this Synergy Cafe thing? You do an interview, and how does that work? Because I see it's like $497 to do an interview with you. I can do it for free. Well, there's more to it with the interview in that we push it out there. First, we find out who your perfect product, your alignment is.
Yeah.
You can't sell hamburgers and hot dogs to vegans and vegetarians. You got to align it. So maybe you should be selling tofu to vegans and vegetarians.
Okay.
So if there's alignment with your product, then we can create that on the Synergy Cafe videos so we can get traffic to the right person instead of putting stuff in front of people that aren't going to use your product or service. Like, don't show me a real estate agent. I already have a house. What am I going to do? We can maybe work together and collaborate, but I'm not going to buy a house from you.
So you're looking for people who want to go shopping and pop in and see who's in the collaborative and if there's anything there that they would like to participate in. And then you're also looking for people who want to be selling. You're looking for both.
Yeah, and I don't even like using those. I like the word shopping because people want to buy, they don't want to be sold.
Yeah.
So I would say just offer somebody. I don't need anybody doing neuro-linguistic programming on someone to get them to convince them to buy into some kind of program or something.
This isn't neuro-linguistic programming right now.
No,
You know all this stuff.
I do. I see it and I don't like it. I don't like all this hype and stuff. Just the other thing too is being able to create something. Like, say for example, you wanted to do a photography thing, and we wanted to get all these people with these lame photos of them sitting on a couch or something for their LinkedIn profile.
Yep.
We want to boost that up a little bit, make it more professional. We would do that here and charge people $59 to come in and have the whole whatever.
Yeah.
And whoever helps us get people through this door,
Yeah.
even if they helped us get somebody in 6 months ago and they're in the system, if they end up going, yeah, I want a new picture, and they pay the $59, that person's going to earn a commission off that, just because they're the ones that introduced it.
Yes.
So, what else? What other questions you got?
What other questions? Okay. So did you dream of doing this from the time you were a small child? How did you end up here? What is motivating you?
I've always been a connector of people. Like when I did the Event Planners Expo back in the 90s, there was a reason for doing that because I wanted to generate leads of event planners. I wanted event planners to come to me. But the basic idea was to connect the event planner to the event suppliers, because suppliers are looking for planners and planners are looking for caterers, balloon decorators, staging, lighting, limousine services, motor coaches, entertainers, speakers, portable
I
racing.
hear people are getting married again.
People are getting married again.
Yeah, like for a while there was like this lull, and now people are starting to get married again.
They are, or they're just having celebrations and stuff. So yeah, the world hasn't stopped yet, even though COVID's put everything to a screeching halt for a little while.
Yeah.
People still did stuff.
Yes.
So to answer your question, I've always been a connector, and so that's why it is. And I just see easier ways of doing things, like when other magicians were running around going to chamber of commerce events or doing shows and then handing out their business card. Yes, that kind of works. But what I had 2,000 people that are certified meeting professionals from Cargill, Medtronic, General Mills, Pillsbury, Land O'Lakes, Best Buy, Dairy Queen, blah, blah, blah. Coming through the door pre-internet, filling out a little form that said, my name's Tammy from 3M. We're doing a company picnic for 3,000 people at Tartan Park over in St. Paul. We got a budget of $15,000. We want a bouncy thing for the kids. We want a tent so we don't get rained on. And we want a pig roaster and a magician and a face painter. I go, there's a lead. And I would mail them postcards until they called me up. I go, excuse me, Mr. Goodham, are you available for a company picnic on August 15th over at Tartan Park? And I go, sure. And I just booked the gig. That's easier to me than chasing people and doing follow-up calls and all that. You just get alignment.
So you need other people to just get out and help market the entire collaborative.
Yes, and I also see, it's fun talking about this. This might get long.
Okay.
Because I was talking about these other things too. Here's what happens when you go to these networking events. People go there and go, hey, how's it going? What do you do?
Yes.
And they trade these business cards. And they start talking about the Vikings.
Sure. I don't ever do that, just so you know.
Well, most people, generally.
Most people.
Maybe not you.
I don't ever hang out with those people.
Well, but that's what happens at these things. And
not that I have anything against the Vikings. It's just I don't know anything about it.
Well, let's leave Vikings out of it. We went down to the specifics. I like to be more general. But when you go to work, you talk about stuff at home. When you go to home, you talk about stuff at work. So why not go to something social?
Mhm.
Like you said, I'm not a big Viking fan either.
Mhm.
So if we had a synergy social
Right.
Viking day, you and I wouldn't go.
No.
But that don't matter. We don't have to.
Mhm.
We're over at the comedy club or maybe hanging out at some woo thing at Lake Area doing drumming.
Mhm.
So there might be Synergy Collaborative members and ambassadors in those spaces
Yes.
doing what they like to do, and the stuff still happens.
Okay.
So all the Viking fans are, hey, Vikings, so hey, how's the financial business going? I hear you're getting a lot of stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff with Bitcoin and all that cryptocurrency, and they do all that blah, blah, blah. Oh, the Vikings, go! They're yelling at the quarterback and all that stuff. I don't do a little guy like that. It doesn't make any sense. And then we're sitting over there doing the drum thing, and we're enjoying ourselves. And someone says, so what are you doing? I don't know. I might go do that thing that Casey's doing with that psychedelic thing, whatever the hell that is. I'd go to that next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then, really, what's that? I've never heard of something like that. And then you start talking about it and spreading the word, and you've got a special little thing with a QR code on it that talks about all those things. Oh, what'd you do?
I just spilled my tea on myself. I don't know how I did that. It popped off.
Flipped your lid?
It flipped my lid. Thankfully, it was not
You got any more
scalding. So I'm not gonna hold that anymore. Let's see. So when people are signing up and doing all these things, I think some of the blocks that might come up is, well, you know, I don't know any of these people. Like kind of like a why. Like, why should I be doing this? That would be one of the first blocks I think people have, because they'll look at this and they'll just be like, well, I have no idea. Why should I give this person my information and all that? So how do we help people process all of that? How do we help people process the why? Why should they look at this? Why should they sign up?
My immediate thought is, why not?
Why not?
What are you afraid of?
Okay.
You're going to go to the grocery store, and you're going to see people you don't know anyways.
Okay.
You're still going to go there.
Okay.
You might even talk to the cashier. You might even talk to
Do people
somebody
do
in the
that?
cereal aisle.
People do that?
Yeah. Look at you. She's doing product placement.
There you go.
Thanks. See, you're doing it already. No fear. But what I'm doing with a lot of this is kind of flipping everything around. Because people, the way we've been conditioned in things is you get up, you go to school, the bell rings, you go to the next class, the bell rings, you go to the next class, you get out of school, you go home, and then you get out of school and you go to get a job and you punch the clock and you wait until lunch break when the bell rings, and then we're all conditioned in this, when the reality is you don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's a 24/7, 365 world, and you just do whatever you want when you want. And there's so many cool things that are happening on the internet. I'm trying to figure out how people are doing all this stuff, like the Mr. Beasts and the 20-somethings in Fridley doing Pokemon cards, making $300,000 a month.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I take it back. I kind of do, because everybody that likes Pokemon, they understand Pokemon, so they're not afraid. They
right. You don't have to educate anybody.
Yeah. Well, when somebody says the Synergy Collaborative, what the hell is Synergy?
Right.
And I don't believe in competition. I think it's a myth unless it's in sports. Where there's a timeline and a score.
Yes.
In business, McDonald's and Burger King are still here. Pepsi and Coke are still here. There's no competition in business. There's collaboration in business. That's how it works.
Right.
It's like when you have the vision. Like when you and Casey got together, you thought, we want a kid.
Yeah.
You had the same goal.
Right.
The same objective, the same kid. It isn't you worked on a kid and Casey worked on a kid, and then you have two kids. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You got to come together and have the kid.
Right.
But people are thinking, hey, let's collaborate. Help me make my business grow. If you'll help me make your business grow. I'm saying, no, let's do something together and make both of our businesses grow.
Yes.
It's not a matter of, it's like eating a pizza. You share it. And if you get 3/4 of the pizza because you eat fast and I don't, it's okay. We're still full. Next week I'll eat faster. It doesn't matter. Everybody thinks that this stuff is so important, and it's not.
Okay.
Money is just a byproduct of energy, and it's part of the deal all over the world. There's some kind of measurement system for expulsing, putting out energy. There's a measurement system for it. So you do some work or whatever and you get compensated. So that's something that happens. And I think people just think too seriously about this stuff, and I think they should get back to living life and not being so time broke.
So you do a lot of events and things like that.
I try to. I don't do them as much as I used to. If COVID put it in a tailspin. Go ahead and ask your question.
Well, it sounds like this is a good place for people to advertise their events, though.
Yeah, I'd love to promote other people's events. It's harder than hell to get an event happening because there's way too many.
Okay.
So I would suggest instead of creating another event, you find another event that's already happening and work with them.
Is there a way for people to access like a list of all of the events without actually having to sign up for the collaborative, or do you need to be able to go into that portal in order to access?
I do have another website called Twin Cities Business Events.
Okay.
When I was just doing business events, and I put things out there. But the answer is yes and no. There is a place, but it's also, let's find an event that makes sense. Another example is you don't necessarily have to have an event to take advantage of that event.
Okay.
So I used to do these things on the Mississippi River. We'd go on Taco Tuesday, and I would invite the people that I wanted. I would invite event planners onto Taco Tuesday, and then we would get on the boat. I would meet event planners by strange coincidence because I invited them on the boat. I didn't charge them a ticket. They bought the ticket through the cruise company.
Got it.
And I just showed up there, and oh my God, there's Piggy Howard from Pillsbury on the boat. What a coincidence. I just saw her at the MPI meeting last week.
Nice.
Is that a coincidence? Or was
No,
that intentionally?
you arranged it.
Yeah.
You arranged the
So I didn't have to, I just had to buy a $30 ticket to go to Taco and take to our cruise. It was nice.
Yeah.
And then we sit and talk about stuff and business and ideas. And it costs $30 rather than going and chartering the boat myself and trying to get people to come on and buy a ticket. I got to charge more than $30 because I chartered the boat. I got to get my money back.
Do you have any regular gatherings that you're doing right now?
I'm trying to. I do have one that I had set up. Me and a friend that he has a martial arts nonprofit. We're going to do once a Wednesday pizza over by my house at Shortstop.
Nice.
It's going to. You just come in and you buy the pizza. If you're a Synergy Collaborative member, I'll pick up your pizza cost. If you're not, you got to buy your own pizza.
Okay.
But they got a 50% off thing on a large pizza there. Then you buy your own drink.
Good pizza.
It was pretty good.
Nice.
I had one yesterday. It's big. I did a little video on it. I don't know if you saw it.
No, I didn't see the pizza.
Well, that's just it. A lot of people don't see stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're busy with other things in life. So
where do you market all of these? Because I know that you hand these out, but what other kinds of marketing are you doing for the Synergy Collaborative?
I've got Facebook pages for all of them. I've got LinkedIn pages for all of them. On Facebook, sometimes I'll do boosted posts for a couple bucks. I share them on all sorts of groups and things.
Okay.
I'm looking for other people to work with me because one person doing it. There's a person that does a networking thing that you and I know that will remain nameless, okay? And what they do is they have a team of people for each one of their events, and that team goes out and promotes that event. So they'll put the event on like LinkedIn, and everybody invites their LinkedIn profile.
Right.
I don't want to do that because why should I use up all of your LinkedIn people? Why should you invite your network to my event?
Right.
Unless there's a reason for it. So maybe we strategically do it where, say you wanted to target people that are members of the National Association of Women Business Owners because you do female photography. If you want to target them people, let's invite them intentionally rather than just, like I said, spraying pork sandwiches out to vegans. Doesn't make any sense. This is fun. Should we be done?
Sure. I feel like I've gotten a really good understanding of how this works. And I have participated in the Synergy Collaborative. The summer has been a little bit of a dead spot for
But
me. I haven't really doing much.
You didn't know what more was there.
Yes.
And on that how it works thing, I know everybody wants to know how it works. For those of you that drive a car, do you drive a car?
Yes.
And to get here, you got in the car and you probably started it.
Mm-hmm.
And you maybe put it in reverse to back out of the driveway, or you just took off and drive.
Yeah.
Just push that little pedal.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't know nothing about the compression ratio or the spark plug gap, if that's there, or the air fuel mixture, or the.
Yeah, I didn't know how it actually ran
Doesn't matter.
because I still
I
got
just
here.
wanted to get it there. So if you're looking to grow your business, don't worry about how it works. Just grow
Okay.
your business.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the way it does work, actually.
It does.
Just do
People
the thing that feels
overcomplicate
good.
things because you want to figure out all the little details before you commit. And that's why it doesn't cost anything to commit, just an email address. Can you afford it? You
Sure.
do a free Gmail if you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. All right. Boom.
Okay, we're done. Peace, love, and happiness. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, be kind, be nice. Did I say be nice? I did. Ready? Be nice.